Welcome to Finance in Review. It was a quietly higher day for the broad market on Wednesday. The S&P 500 added about 0.2%. The Dow rose a similar amount, and small caps led, with the Russell 2000 up 0.5%. Under the surface, though, the market split by sector. Healthcare surged 3.5%, easily the strongest group of the day, while technology lagged, falling about 1%. Market volatility eased, with the VIX sliding 6%. But the averages were a sideshow. The real story was one stock, and it was one of the largest single-day moves this market has seen in years. A major biotech nearly tripled after news about a cancer vaccine. Against it, a smaller technology name fell hard, a company whose own 5-year history is a roller coaster of 30% swings. We have both stories, with a 5-year look back at each. Here are the index movements for the day. But let's take a look at the big movers on the day. First up, Moderna, ticker mRNA, the biotechnology company best known for its COVID vaccine. Today, the stock rose 177.0%, its largest single-day move in 5 years. The surge followed news around a cancer vaccine that Moderna is developing with Merck, designed to keep melanoma, the most serious form of skin cancer, from coming back after surgery. Reports pointed to a major positive result for the program, and prominent commentators described the data in glowing terms. Moderna shares gapped sharply higher at the open and kept climbing, trading more than 40 times their normal volume. It was the single biggest gainer on the entire market today, and it lifted healthcare stocks broadly. It was the kind of day that resets how investors value a company. And this cancer program has a history. On our 5-year ride, you will see the very first time this melanoma data moved the stock, back in 2022. Let's take a look back a few years to examine other price fluctuations in this stock. November 2021, down almost 18%. Moderna had just reported a blockbuster quarter with $5 billion in revenue from its COVID vaccine. But on the same day, it lowered its outlook for the year, cutting expected vaccine sales and pushing some deliveries into the following year. Investors focused on the weaker guidance, not the strong quarter, and the stock fell sharply. December 2022, up nearly 20%. This is the day that cancer program first announced itself. In a mid-stage melanoma trial run with Merck, Moderna's personalized vaccine, added to an existing Merck drug, cut the risk of the cancer returning or death by 44% compared with the Merck drug alone. It was the first randomized evidence that this kind of personalized cancer vaccine could work. The stock jumped. August 2024, down 21%. By now, the COVID boom had faded. Moderna reported a quarterly loss and, more importantly, slashed its revenue forecast for the year to a range of $3 to $3.5 billion, down from about $4 billion. It pointed to very weak demand in Europe. The stock tumbled. January 2025, down almost 17%. At a large healthcare conference, Moderna projected just $1.5 to $2.5 billion in revenue for the year ahead. That was well below what the market had hoped for. The company paired it with a plan to cut $1 billion in costs, but investors focused on the shrinking sales outlook, and the shares dropped. And that brings us right back to today and Moderna's historic surge. But the day cut both ways. While one biotech soared, a smaller technology stock went the other direction, falling after its own long and turbulent history. Next up, FSLY, ticker FSLY. FSLY, ticker FSLY, runs an edge cloud network that helps websites and apps load faster and stay secure. Today, the stock fell 11.0%, one of the biggest decliners on the day. There was no company announcement behind the move. A director had disclosed a routine stock sale, but nothing that would explain a drop this size. But this is a stock that rarely sits still. Over the past 5 years, FSLY has swung by 30% or more in a single session, again and again, on earnings and on guidance. Today's 11% slide is actually mild by its own wild standards. Let's take a look back at this one too. February 2022. Down about 34%. FSLY had just beaten its own targets for the final quarter of 2021. But when it laid out its forecast for the new year, the guidance came in soft, with full-year revenue expected around $400 million. The market wanted faster growth, and the stock lost a third of its value in a day. February 2024. Down 31%. This time, the quarter itself was a record. But history rhymed. The company's revenue outlook for the year ahead, around $580 to $590 million, disappointed investors who expected more. Once again, strong results were overshadowed by cautious guidance, and the shares tumbled. May 2024. Down 32%. Just months later, it got worse. FSLY actually cut the forecast it had given in February, lowering full-year revenue guidance to a range of $555 to $565 million. The chief executive admitted the company was not satisfied with its growth outlook. The stock dropped by nearly a third again. November 2025. Up about 36%. And here the story finally turns. FSLY reported record revenue, its security business growing 30% and a real profit on an adjusted basis. After years of disappointments, management pointed to accelerating growth. Relieved investors sent the stock up more than a third. February 2026. Up 72%. This was the biggest single-day jump of the entire ride. FSLY reported that revenue growth had accelerated to 23%, with record profitability, and it delivered its first full year of adjusted profit. The company called it an inflection point, and for one day, the market agreed emphatically. And we are back to today once more. Beyond our two featured stories, here are the rest of the day's biggest movers. That's the market close for today. Thanks for watching Finance in Review. And remember, this is information, not investment advice.